So you're 20 years old or in your 20s and you want to get your first girlfriend. And yeah, that it can definitely suck not getting it. And you can feel a lot of emotions. Maybe all your buddies are getting girlfriends and getting laid. And it sucks. And I get it. And let's get into exactly how you can do that. I have another post about losing your virginity, which might be relevant for you when you get to that point. But for the most part, try to not rush things. Try to not like put a label on it when you get to like talking to a girl. If she likes you, that's all that matters. She's not gonna, she doesn't need a label to like secure her down. She's not gonna talk to another guy, or she's not gonna like, cheat on you. And if she does, well, you're dodging a bullet. When guys like talk to women, it's weird because so many guys just like assume that it's the guy that's causing something horrible to happen, but it's a two-way street. And if they're willing to cheat, then it's like, well, that's their own decision. And yeah, you dodged a bullet. So anyway, let's get into it. The first thing is just, before we get into it, recognize that experience is like super, super important, because you're going to like make a bunch of mistakes. And just, there was a good amount of time from like high school to like, God, like almost like the following 10 years. No, maybe not that much, but a lot of opportunities that I didn't end up talking to girls that I knew actually liked me, because I didn't want to screw it up. Because I don't know if it was like imposter syndrome or something like that, but I just, like, these were like attractive women that liked me, and I didn't want to screw it up. I would just somehow prefer that, their idea of what I was, I wanted them to keep thinking that way or something like that. It's stupid. It makes no sense. Just don't make that sort of mistake if that's something that you experience. But just, experience is important. It's how you learn. It's super obvious, but you have to recognize any time, any mistake, you say something stupid, you do something stupid, or you don't take advantage of an opportunity, just recognize that, like, okay, just as long as you're pursuing it, like, you're going to be in a better position. And before I get way off track here, there was like something I read recently. It was like a podcast on Harvard Business Review, it says, and it was talking about boldness regrets. It's just a label some guy put on it. But like, one of the most powerful regrets people have is not asking somebody out that they wanted to. And so, don't make that regret. Who cares about what happens after that fact? It's, everybody knows that, but they still end up having it limit them. And just try to keep aware of it, because maybe you won't make that same mistake. Number 2, make yourself as good looking as you can. Certainly just like deal with any negatives. If you're overweight, just put the whole girlfriend thing to the side. Ideally, I mean, yeah, you can still get a girlfriend, but the quality of the girlfriend, let's be honest here, if you're really wanting somebody that's significantly attractive, you can't really expect that when you're currently not. So just like focus on that. The basics, I've talked about this a lot. Get fitted clothes. This isn't fitted. But clothes that look good on you. Next, use like every single method you can. I talked about like girls that I knew liked me. Keep aware of, like, think about your social circle, and your extended social circle is like, is there anybody that that likes you or could like you? And just start up a conversation with them, slide into their DMs, just keep it super slow and gradual. You don't have to rush into absolutely anything. Even though you really, you want a girlfriend, just like, don't make it seem like that. Just talk to them. Even if, they giving good signs, just keep it casual. Hang out a few times. You don't have to rush it. But yeah, maybe somebody at your work or something that you like, just like kind of reflect on different options that you might have. But online dating is probably going to be your best bet. You do need good pictures. They can't all be mirror pictures, selfie pictures. But other than that, play the numbers with it. And then once you actually get a number, which you should, if you look reasonably well, if you're having trouble getting So numbers from online dating, you might have to, well, you're always just going to need the absolute best pictures. But if you have the best ones that you can get, like, you're going to have to probably drop your standards a bit, because that's just how competitive online dating is. And you're kind of young. So it's like, I'm in my 30s. If I were to use Tinder right now, I could, potentially meet women 7 years younger. I don't know what that rule is, like half your age plus 7. I do feel like that might still be too low. Maybe not, but like, if you're only 20, you're obviously not going to go for women much younger than you, like maybe 18 or whatever. So you're just going to have to play the numbers that much more. You're just going to have to look as good as you can. But when you get to the point, don't rush into it. Really don't rush into it. She's not going to, she's not going anywhere. If she seems to like you, that's all that matters. Just gradually build it up, talk to them, hang out. And like, you basically want to keep doing that until it's a point where it's like you're in a relationship without it even having it be labeled yet, where you're just talking a lot. And then, of course, you should like flirt a bit, tease a bit. Getting good at that takes time, but just really teasing is like probably one of the most basic ways of flirting. Like, yeah, you can get into the compliments and that kind of stuff, and like touching, and like, yeah, you want some sexual vibe there. You don't just want to be like acquaintances. You're interested in them, you like them. But that will come with time. It doesn't have to be at the forefront of your mind. A lot of the time you just want to like get to know them. It doesn't always have to have that sexual tone in the beginning, especially when you're not experienced. And so if you have a number, just talk to her for several days. It's fine if it's a few weeks. Generally, if it's a girl from online dating, a lot are flaky, a lot aren't actually interested in meeting you. But since this is like the first girls that you're going to date, it's okay if you put a little bit more time into like talking to them for a bit. And that does help kind of build some comfort up between you two, so she's more likely to actually meet some stranger from online dating. And yeah, get to know her. You don't have to rush things. Make it official when you're ready, but don't be eager to do it. Recognize the experience is important. And just keep putting yourself out there. Even if you're talking to a girl and things are going okay, don't like put all your dependence on one girl. Talk to others at the same time, at least until like it's official. But just getting into you're going to be emotionally unstable, or most guys will, when you're in their 20s. You're not going to be dialed in and know exactly what you're going to do. That takes time and obviously experience. So just recognize that it's going to take time. Your emotions are going to be you might feel jealous, you might feel insecure, you might feel this or that. Recognize that you feel that way, but just don't act on them. And it helps when you are talking to more than one girl, because you're not dependent on things going out with that one person, or your happiness depends whether or not she agrees to hang out with you. That's it. Yeah. Dating apps, like, put real time into getting the absolute best pictures that you can. Like, that is really a huge part of it. In terms of the actual profile part, it doesn't need to be anything more than like just pretty basic, just what you're interested in, maybe what you're looking for. I had something along the lines of like, I'm interested in a girl to, I can't remember. It's been a while since I actually used dating apps, but someone to hang out with that isn't interested in going to the clubs and partying every single night or something like that. A lot of girls can resonate with that. Although you are 20 and, that's like the time to actually go out and party. But something like that would still work. Doesn't, you don't have to, don't overthink that sort of thing. But otherwise, that's it. A lot of it takes time. Make sure you look as good as you can, play the numbers, and you'll get the girlfriend at some point. Just keep taking action. Peace.